a house cleaner breaks an electric recliner, and the homeowner calls me to ask this question.
I have an aid service that comes in to help me as I'm disabled. And the girl that was working here broke my electronic recliner because instead of using the button, she shoved the chair down by the footrest and broke it. And I need somebody to let me know if that company is responsible, please. Thank you.
All right, I hate that you find yourself in this situation, and I don't know what the answer is because I don't know the agreements or the arrangements that you made with that company. In a perfect world scenario, you would have hired a professional house cleaner that was trained and certified and could prove it. Now, the reason I say trained and certified because they would do a 360 walk around of your recliner before they went to clean it, which would make them aware that there was a plug going from the chair to the outlet. The next thing they would be aware of, if they're trained and certified, is that there's a disabled person in the home. And so that would also clue them into the fact that by chance, there's an electronic lever on the side or a button that operates this chair for the person to get in and out of easily, right? So trained and certification, super important. I would ask for proof. The second thing is I would ask for insurance. Is the company insured? Now, if they are insured and this was an accident, it is possible that they're going to out-of-pocket some money for a deductible. And then the insurance company will kick in and they will pay for the $5,000 or $6,000 chair that they've just broken. Okay? The third thing I would ask for is workers' compensation. Are you covered by workers' compensation? And if the answer is yes, please ask them to prove it. Here's the reason why. If they go to close the chair and the chair is an electronic chair and it bounces back at them for some reason and it knocks them off balance and they fall backwards and they hit their head on the coffee table and it gashes open, they could sue you for negligence or damage or something in their home, and you got to pay for the medical bills. Now you say, why is that my responsibility? I hired a contractor to come in. That's true, but if they're not covered and it's your home, you could have to pay under certain laws and requirements. So I'm asking that you please cover your bases first. Then I also want to ask you to not navigate their job. So on the walkthrough, you can explain whatever you want. You haven't technically hired them. But what you can do is you can, when you get to the chair, you can say, by the way, this is an electronic chair. It cost me $5,000. I just want to make sure that you know it's an electronic chair, right? Just make them be aware. If there are beautiful vases in your house that are super expensive or they're heirlooms, this is a $12,000 vase, I want to ask that you be uber careful as you walk by it, just so that there are no mishaps, that it doesn't drop, that it doesn't break. I cannot replace it, right? Any of those kinds of things, you want to let them know up front. Give them a heads up so there are no surprises. Now, it is easy as a homeowner, especially in America. I don't know why, but we love discounts. We love deals. We love the cheapest thing. We want to get the most cleaning for the cheapest price. So it's really easy to hire someone who is not bonded and insured and has workers' compensation and who's been trained and certified. It's easy just to hire anyone off the street and say, oh, they came highly recommended. The highly recommended part also covers into how do they deal with damages and breakages and injuries and stuff like that. I would have those kinds of questions on the initial interview when you do a walkthrough with them. Now, oftentimes on the flip side of that, the house cleaner gets a telephone call that says, how much does it cost? And the homeowner just wants a price. They're looking for a price. They're price shopping. But I want to just stop for a second and say, how much does it cost you if you have to replace that recliner yourself because you hired somebody who was not insured? That's an extra $5,000 or $6,000 out of your pocket that you weren't planning on spending. You've already spent it once, right? You weren't planning on spending it again. So how much money did you save by saving a few extra dollars per cleaning when now you got to replace this $5,000 or $6,000 chair? So I would love for us to continue this conversation, but I want it to be on a level where there's a standard across the board. And right now there is no standard in the house cleaning industry. Anyone can hang out a shingle and say, oh, I'm a house cleaner. Can you prove it? Well, yeah, I clean my grandma's house. Okay, that doesn't make you a professional house cleaner. But I really want to stop for a second and say, as we hire people to come into our homes, there are a lot of scam artists that are out there. And there are also a lot of scam artists that hire house cleaners. And so both parties are a little bit on edge. Like, is this a real job? And is this going to work out for both of us? The house cleaner wants to go into a home where it's a real job. And the homeowner wants to hire a real house cleaner, right? You both want the same things. But I'm going to ask that you both meet each other halfway. And by that, I mean ask the questions. Oh, I don't want to be confrontational. I'm just going to assume that they're insured. Please don't assume. Oh, I'm just going to assume that they're trained. Please don't assume that they're trained. And the homeowner is going to have to come to the table and have to ask those difficult questions. And the house cleaner is going to have to come to the realization, I must be insured. I must have workers' compensation. I must be trained and certified. Because if I'm going into someone's home, there's a possibility they could sue me for damage I didn't do, right? And so if you're trained and you know the different chemicals that you can use on the different surfaces, and you know how to do 360 walkarounds of items that are expensive that you're going to be responsible for, those are your responsibility as a house cleaner. So if you both will meet each other halfway and you will raise the standard in the industry, less things like this will happen. And when they do happen, they will be accidents and they will be covered by a quick phone call. They will be covered by an insurance policy. It's unfortunate. Real life happens. You get your new chair and it's like nothing ever happened, right? You both go on your merry way. So again, I'm sorry that this happened to you. I have no idea how your story ends, but I do want you to keep me posted because I would love to hear the end of this. All right, I hope that helps. If it does, give us a thumbs up. If you've got questions or comments, those go in the notes below. You can also ask your questions at askahousecleaner.com. There's a blue button in the corner. You click that button, you send your question to me here at the show. Until then, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.